Hi, this is Keith Werner with LabLearner. For this last video, we're going to do a walkthrough on how to place an order on the new online store for LabLearner. Let's get started.
When you're already logged in, it takes you to the My Account page. So it says, welcome back, has my information here. Now, if I had a history of orders, you'll notice on the My Account page, and we'll just start there, that you have the ability to track recent orders. You'll have an address book. And so you can, if you've placed an order in the past and you know you're going to do something similar, you'll actually be able to, in this area, you would be able to select the previous order and make any modifications to that you would need to, and go ahead and just place that order again. But for now, let's do a general walkthrough of the website and go ahead and place an order as an example. So you'll see, now we're on the My Account page. Up here we have the Home button. So let's click the Home button, and this takes us to basically the home page for the online store. So there are a few things going on. In the upper left, you'll just see we have our logo here. On the right, you actually here have your cart information. So as you're navigating through the website and you may be adding things to your cart, you'll see a running tally of those here. If at any point you want to view the cart, you can just select this View Cart. At this point, you'll see I don't have any items in the cart, and we'll come back to this later once we've added some items, and you'll see that those would be in the cart. So the structure here is going to be very similar to any other website you might have purchased online before. They're sort of similar in many ways. So from the home page here, we can select from these categories on the left. We have the student data records, general LabLearner supplies, we have the LabLearner chemicals, and then finally we actually have a section of some LabLearner merchandise available for purchase. Below that, we have the mailing list. This is for our newsletter. So if you aren't already subscribed to our newsletter, you could go ahead and punch in your information here, select subscribe or unsubscribe, and go. So let's start by adding some things. First, we have the student data records. So we click that, and you'll see that this is broken down into the various categories. We have kindergarten, elementary school, and middle school SDRs available for purchase. Let's click on elementary just as an example. It's further broken down now into the various grades. So we could go into grade 1, and now you actually have the various SDRs available for purchase, and we can either add to cart directly from here. So if I click Add to Cart, you'll see that it brings this up, and I can select the quantity, and you'll see the price listed here, and then the total, and that would update. If I hit Return, it updates that total. Okay. Now, every time we add something to the cart, we have a couple options. We have Save for Later, Continue Shopping, Update Cart, and Proceed to Checkout. Save for later. If I was placing a large order and maybe need to take a phone call or head out for lunch, I can always save for later, and because I'm logged in and I have an established account, this will save my purchase list, my cart, if you will. So that can be helpful if you're disturbed while you're in the purchasing process. The second option is Continue Shopping. So let's say in this case, for an example, I have something else to add to my cart. I would hit this button and it will back us up a section so we can keep on shopping. And we'll see that in a moment. I will be selecting that. The Update Cart is the same as had I not hit Return to update the quantity. That just goes ahead and will retally your total here. And then Proceed to Checkout is what I would select, obviously, if I'm done shopping and I'm ready to just go ahead and pay and process my order. Okay, so for now we're going to continue shopping. And so we're back here where we started. And as an example, instead of Add to Cart, another way to do this is to go ahead and actually select the item. And now you're on more of a product detail level page for that particular item. All right, so we have more of a description. You still have the price. You have the ability to add it to your cart with the quantity. You have a larger image, and if you hover over that, you'll see it loads a better, higher resolution image if it were something where that would be helpful. All right, you also have the part number listed on the upper left. So let's go ahead and just as an example, I'll add 10 of these here, add to my cart. And you'll see now I'm back to the cart. I just added 10. I had 5 in there before. And so you see my updated tally now is a quantity of 15 of this particular SDR for weather changes. Okay, so fairly straightforward. Let's go ahead and search around some other parts of the website though. LabLearner supplies. And you'll see we have general pages of LabLearner supplies here. Obviously, one big change here, if you're an older LabLearner school, from the way you've ordered before, is these helpful photos here to help you know that you're purchasing the correct item for your LabLearner lab. Okay, so those images can be helpful. So that's one way to search for everything, but this is a rather long list. So let's say we know what we want to order, and let's say it's these kidney beans here. And instead of trying to find them in this list, we could up here on the search by keyword type in, for example, beans. So I'll type in beans, you'll see some options come up, or I can hit go. And now we have the various items that have beans in it already. The other option is if you know the model number for the item you're purchasing, you can also enter that. So for this example, I'll go ahead and use the kidney beans as an example. The item number for that is CLS 10035. And you'll see it brings it up, or I can select go. And now it brings up that specific example for that item that I was looking for. Again, I can add to cart from here, or I can select this option and add to cart from this item description level screen. So I said I wanted some kidney beans, and now I found those directly, and I can now go ahead and add those directly to the cart. I from here can add, that I want 2 bags of those and hit return, and it updates my total. I can update the cart, and you'll see my total has been retallied. We can now proceed to the checkout by selecting the Proceed to Checkout button in the lower right and begin our checkout process. Now, because we're already logged in, it's going to default by pulling up my account information. So I have the billing information, the shipping information. If this is different, of course, you can go in here and make any adjustments. In this case, I have the shipping method is UPS ground. Based on my zip code, it's gone ahead and already estimated my UPS shipping charge. And we have our order total here, and you'll see it actually breaks out the shipping, so you can see your total from the order and your total from the shipping. And I'm presented with a few options here for my payment method. By default, it will start with the online credit card. So I can, of course, pay with a credit card here, and I would enter my information and then select checkout. But I have a couple other options, and some of these might be particularly helpful for schools making purchases. The second option here is a purchase order. So if I go ahead and click that button, I can select purchase order, and you'll see that when I select this, it says send purchase order referencing this order number to orders at Cognitive Learning Systems. So if I were to go ahead and select checkout now, this order is going to be emailed to us here at LabLearner and Cognitive Learning Systems, and it'll come in the version of a purchase order. Then the final option is to pay with a check. So we can say we're paying with a check, and it says here to make that check payable to Cognitive Learning Systems and provides a mailing address. So I'm going to go ahead and do the purchase order option. We have any comments here, if this was a rush order or if there was any sort of pertinent information we might need in placing your order, go ahead and enter that here and we will receive that information. I'm all set, so I'm going to select checkout. And you'll see it's processing my order, and here we go. So I have an invoice number provided. We have this order number there, the same as the invoice number. And we have a summary of our order provided. So that is how you can place an order through the new online store for LabLearner. If you have any questions, you can always give us a call at 1-877-LEARN78, or feel free to email us at contact@lablearner.com.